Folks, welcome back. How's everybody doing today? Rudy, Alpha Investments. Today, the entire conversation is going to be based around this. Shards of Alara. So first, just to let everybody know, this is a little story. Like many others, started playing at a young age, gave it up before college, came back again in my 20s. Like you say, once it's in your bloodstream, never really goes away. Mirage was my first introduction to Magic. Still my favorite set. My buddy Baroni! And I would like to go to the mall, buy starter decks, make trades while sitting in the food court. Dude, that brings back memories, man. Oh, man, the 90s, early 2000s, man. No social media, just literally just the cards, chilling at the food. Oh, my God, that brings back memories. I got older, it was tough to find time to run games and keep up with ever-changing landscape of the game. It wasn't until I discovered your channel in 2015, 2016 that I became really captivated by the collectible aspect of the game in the secondary market. In a weird sort of way, you introduced me to a new perspective for me to appreciate the game by, even though I couldn't play anymore. Now I consider myself a longtime collector of Magic cards. I don't see it changing anytime soon. Thanks, Mike. This was paid and completed on January 29th. So this gentleman had a lot of Origin boxes, which I purchased, the Magic Origin boxes. Some other different things along there. Just a lot, kind of a mix. Some older stuff, modern era boxes. But I really wanted to focus on this. So if you weren't familiar, because I know I pump out a lot of videos, about 6 months ago, I started buying all the Shards of Alara booster boxes for about $300 a box. I started buying them all. I felt that this was a very strange, again, it was the first set in a block. It was a very strange product. It actually has a decent expected value, but overall, and sorry, no, we're not going to be opening the box in this video. I have no intentions of opening any of these boxes, but I just wanted, so if that's what you're looking for, sorry to disappoint. Just go ahead and thumbs down and do your thing. But I really want to tell you guys, this was 2006? 8, oh God, 08. So I need to give everybody a backstory so everyone can understand, really kind of, give me your opinion on my perspective here. So Shards of Alara, again, 08. So let's start with the date. Very rough time in the world, am I right, everybody? So this was a, I like to call a recessionary box. This was a release during a bad time in the world, where pretty much the world kind of was grinding to a halt. There was a credit crunch, bank problems, asset classes across the board, including graded cards and Power 9 and vintage Magic cards. Across the board, everything had declined. In 08, even from the peak, I would say even graded power cards and everything was dropping between 10 and 40%, just like the overall equity and debt markets, just like real estate. Across the board, all asset classes did kind of move in sync. So as they say on Wall Street, the overall beta was pretty much like a 1.0 beta, which means, in other words, for every point the market moved, every percent, all the other asset classes, including this, moved in the same percentage. In other words, the correlation was like a 1-to-1 correlation. So Shards of Alara was not the most well-loved product. It was a very weird product. It was a very unique product, and it's a product we're never going to see again. It's a type of build and a type of set we're never really going to run across again. So let's get into some backstory here. So as of the filming of this video, it's about February, 3rd, 2021. You guys will probably see it a week later from then. Expected value of the box is probably like $100, $150. Now, the foil multipliers are extremely large. You have a lot of foils that if you can actually get rares or foils of this particular product, there is actually some pretty strong financial value in some of those foils, okay? This product was kind of known for a couple things. Gold cards, multicolor cards, and of course Elspeth, and of course what? Ad nauseum. I mean, that was kind of, so you had some heavy-hitting planeswalkers, a lot of multicolor gold cards, and that was kind of what Shards was known for, hence the name of the set and kind of the blending of the colors and blah, blah, blah. It really was not a majorly printed set. It was the first in a block, so it was larger printed than the following two, but overall it wasn't a home run. And this was a time back in the day when there was not multiple major restocks and reprints. They kind of made it. There was a little bit more, and that was it. This was old school pre-2011 print style. So when I've been analyzing and following this product since about the beginning of 2019, and then I kind of didn't make any moves until about the mid-2020, when things were pretty messy, when I was really going and really analyzing and looking for opportunity, And everybody was saying, oh, look, stocks are going straight up. It's the best, which they are, and they still are doing good, which no problem, nothing wrong with that. And of course, everybody was just bashing the Rudy Stay the Course 2020 and, what kind of moron buys cardboard, all that. I was really looking for things that I knew people just didn't want, that they weren't paying attention to. So this was the product that came along. This was one of the sets that I said, Shards of Alara, 2008, huh? Okay, so at the time, in mid-2020, I was like, okay, so we got about a 12, 13-year-old product sitting at $300 a box, and nobody really wants it. So the first thing that stood out to me was I said, okay, we have a product with an expected value of about 1/3 the sealed box price, which was kind of in line where it should be, a little high, actually. Expected value should only be about 10-20% of the value of the sealed product conversion to singles. Does that make sense? So it should only be 10 cents on the dollar when you open the box. And this was sitting at about 35 cents on the dollar. That was the first thing. For boxes, when they start getting over 10 years old and 15 years old and they're pre-2011 print style, those are things I tend to look at. You're not supposed to be able to open an old vintage box and the cards are worth more than the sealed box. It's not supposed to be that way. Never has been, never will be, and people have a hard time in understanding the way the market works and the way it functions. Otherwise, you have arbitrage. You can't have arbitrage until the market rebalances. So, I thought to myself, okay, Rudy, if that's your thought process, how many are out there? What do you think the price should be? And I realized the price of Shards of Alara, it's a $1,000 box. Just like, Lorwyn should be a $1,000 box. Zendikar, it's already original $1,000 box. Lorwyn's already $1,000. The other boxes are already there. And the expected value and the numbers aren't much different. They're all within the same realm of plus or minus 5% market noise. And I thought to myself, this is kind of strange. So I started digging and researching starting the summer of 2020. By the end of 2020, I said, okay, we're making a move here. So I decided by around October to start moving heavy. And then I was going to do my major final blow when it hit the holidays Black Friday. And I was going to nail it and try to hit 100 boxes. Obviously, I was not able to actually get 100 boxes because there weren't 100 boxes available. And I went pretty hardcore, wiping out TCG Player, eBay, every Snow Kingdom Castle, really awesome stuff at the Snow Cities channel, Snowball Fires and Moons. And I went everywhere, and I was checking every hour. Even after I bought from the website when it said sold out, I'd go back an hour or two later to see if they'd even restock it. And then some did, some didn't. Because, some stores have learned. You don't put your whole inventory on, you risk getting wiped out. So a lot of these stores have learned, and they've been a little bit slower, and they kind of played it more cautious with circuit breakers. But I also learned that if you come back, they put a couple more, you can buy it, a couple more, and buy it, rinse and repeat. So I thought to myself, if I believe it's a $1,000 box, which it may or may not be, this is just Rudy theorem at the time of mid to end 2020, I need to really make a pretty big position. And now a couple people figured it out and started kind of competing against me and buying Shards of Alara at the end of 2020 because I was hinting at it in a couple of videos. There was even one video where I pointed at the end of the video, the last 20 seconds, I panned over and said, hey, by the way, see the nice stack of 30, 40, 50 Shards boxes? Yeah, I've been buying them all. A couple people picked out of it. I think one patron, a couple people even on Reddit even posted it. But then they even sent me a screenshot, but then they got banned and deleted because they said the word Rudy, so nobody else was able to get the information, which is kind of a hilarious, bittersweet thing. So they weren't able to spread the word of what was going on because they said the word Rudy. So it kept it quiet because of the censorship, and it was a beautiful thing. So I was able to expand and just absorb because I didn't agree that a 15-year-old box, which was coming up on 15 years old in age, should be $300 a box. I firmly believe the market got it wrong. The market did not know how to price these items. I believe they didn't know what they were doing. I believe they underpriced and screwed up. And I said, well, if I think I'm right and the market's wrong, then I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I did. As of the filming of this video, February 2021, the boxes are $1,000 plus or minus. They bounce around. But overall, I've seen as low as $800 and as high as $1,200. And they're actually selling for that. So it turns out that's the backstory, folks. That's how we got here. That's how I did my double D's, due diligence, giggity. And I've already moved on to a couple more things I'm working on privately, which I'll share with you all in about 12 months. Have a great day. Hope you all learned something. Always think for yourself. Be careful with the internet.